Okay, you guys, so my name is Rebecca Smithberg. I don't know if you guys met Jane, but I'm his wife. And I am in school like you guys, okay? But I'm trying to be a teacher. I want to be a special ed teacher. So one of my assignments is that I have to come up with a lesson plan to give to everybody. So since all the schools most of them are on break right now, I had to make my own class in my house instead of going to a real school and doing it there. So, can everybody just introduce themselves and say your name? What's your name?
Alejandra.
Hi, Alejandra.
Carolina.
Carolina, that's very pretty.
Maya.
Maya.
Nubia.
Nubia. Amy. Robert.
Mason.
Julian. And Gabby. Hi. Okay, so later on, I'm going to have you guys in different stages of the lesson plan. You're going to get in pairs. And one thing I want to make sure that I'm going to let you know right now is that you're going to be in pairs with people that you don't know, that you didn't come here with. And hopefully the older people, the older kids like you guys are going to be paired with some of the younger kids to help them try to grasp the concepts a little more, okay? Just so you're prepared. Alright, so today's lesson is going to be on, one other thing I forgot to tell you, the rules. There's not really many rules because I want everyone to have fun. And but one thing I want to make sure is that if someone else is talking, I know this is kind of common sense, but don't talk over them or make them feel stupid or anything like that, because I want to encourage everyone to participate and feel like what they're saying is like valuable, because it's valuable to me. Alright, so we're going to start off with a video. We're going to learn about the water cycle, and in particular we're going to learn about condensation. So I know some of you guys might not understand that yet, but hopefully this video that I'm going to show you will help tell you what condensation is a little bit better.
Water cycle goes round and round, from the sea to the air and back to the ground. The water cycle has 3 different parts, and with evaporation it always starts. The water cycle.
Yeah, do it.
The water cycle.
In class, the rest of us in class, okay? Right? Okay, so what we're going to do is a process called Think, Pair, Share. I don't know if you guys have ever done that before, but the way it goes is that I'm going to ask you a question, and the first part of the process is think. I want you guys, before you even talk about it with each other, I want you to think about the answers in your head, and so you can kind of figure out what you wanted to say. And then in the pairs, or we're doing 3, you can talk about it with each other. And then after maybe a minute of discussing what you guys talked about, then you can tell me, okay? Good, okay, perfect. I'm going to skip you guys, and I'm going to come over here. What did you guys discuss?
The stages and how many stages are there?
So, with you guys, what stages did you, like, what kinds of weather did you see in the video? Did you see when it was really cold? What did you see when it was really cold? That exactly, it was snowing. And so we call that, for the older kids, we call that precipitation, because that's when it comes down, the water comes down, but it's frozen, so it's snow. It's really cool. Good job. Okay, so for this next portion, I'm going to have Julian and your group. You're going to help the 2 younger girls. You're going to help them put these words onto the picture that I drew, which isn't as good as the one you saw in the video, but hopefully it makes sense. Does it kind of make sense to you? Okay, so take Alejandra and Nubia, thank you, and come up here and show them where you put these words, okay? Come on, Alejandra and Nubia.
So, the first stage, which is evaporation. So, what we know about evaporation is that it goes, the sunlight takes it, gathers the water and takes it up to the clouds. So then, I just take it.
Yeah, perfect. You're doing great. Oh, sorry, it's really sticky, isn't it? Don't worry about ripping it. Just or I mean, don't worry if you rip it. That's what I mean. Here, I'll help you. Okay, there you go. No, stick it where it goes.
So that means that it would go here.
Do you guys get that? Because the sun is so hot. You know how the sun is so hot, and in the summertime when the sun is beating down and we start sweating?
There's a lot of fire inside.
Exactly, there is. The sun is made out of fire. So it's so hot and it makes the water rise. Okay? Go ahead, Julian.
Okay, so the second step is stage is condensation, which is when the water, it's in the clouds. So it's all that water is carried inside the clouds.
Don't worry if it rips. Good job. Okay. Good, that's perfect.
And the third stage is precipitation, which is when all the water becomes heavy, so all the water falls down, which becomes rain.
Exactly. You remember better than I do, because I had to do a lot of studying for this. Good job. So in the video, do you remember, can you think of a picture that, where like, do you remember when it was cold, what it showed in the video? Exactly, snow. And that's precipitation. That's the water falling from the clouds, but it's frozen. Okay? Okay, so before we start with the pictures, I'm just gonna, we're gonna do is I'm gonna put 2 ice cubes in these liquids, and we're gonna observe what happens. And a lot of times people do this just so they can learn about things in their environment. They have to sit and watch things. They have to sit and observe. And then they ask questions about it, okay? So, there we go. So I'm just going to lead a little discussion. What is one thing you notice right off the bat? Go ahead.
That one sings faster than the other one.
This is the outline, that's correct. It did. What about you?
That one's melting.
It is
Faster than
melting.
that one.
How can you tell that it's melting?
Because as you can see at the bottom of the ice cube, like the liquid is falling out.
Exactly, all the blue is going to the bottom, huh? Anybody else have any observations? He said, which one did you say was melting?
The water.
Exactly, the water.
Which is well, it's interesting because that one's melting than that one. It's interesting that one was melting faster.
Yeah, you would think it would, huh? What else do people see in this, in the 2 glasses?
The color is different of the water.
Yeah, that's right. What's different about the color?
Well, since the blue is melting faster, all the colors is changing the water, and since in the alcohol, nothing, like, it's just staying still. So then it's just staying that still clear.
Right, exactly. What about you? What do you see?
The alcohol, that one is the ice cube is lower.
Exactly. The ice cube sunk all the way to the bottom, didn't it? What did this one do?
And it stayed up.
Right. What do you have?
The alcohol. I thought the alcohol. I was surprised that the alcohol didn't melt the ice completely faster than I expected, and the water melted it faster than the alcohol.
So why did you expect the alcohol to melt faster?
Well, because water it's not cold or hot. It's the same. The alcohol is kind of hot.
It's like a different substance.
And it says the water melted the ice cube faster than the alcohol.
It's clear. What do you have?
Why are the ice cubes blue?
So I made the ice cubes blue so you can see what the water is doing, what the ice is doing. Because if they were clear, you wouldn't be able to notice the difference.
You can see how like
Go ahead, Julian.
well, like how he's talking about the color. What I also noticed is that for the alcohol, like all that color, it's not flowing around everywhere. It's just
Right.
staying on the bottom.
Right. Why do you think it's staying on the bottom? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because probably the alcohol, well, difference between the water, because probably the water, it's hot and it's probably spreading, but since alcohol, it's in the hole right now. Probably the water is still, the liquid of the ice cube is still surrounding the ice cube.
You're on the right track. So this is where density comes in. The ice is made out of water, okay? And this one is all water, and it weighs more than alcohol. So if you put an ice cube in alcohol, it's gonna sink all the way to the bottom because it's a lot heavier than alcohol. Whereas right here, it's buoyant, or it floats. That's what buoyancy means. What?
Is this water hot?
It was room temperature. It's the same temperature as this.
It's very interesting. It's the same temperature, then they should both be on the top, and both be melting. Like
Yeah.
they should change color.
Yeah, you would
They
think.
are. It's just that alcohol, like all that color, it's pushing it can't spread because since the alcohol's lighter, all the color in the ice cube just fell straight down to the bottom.
Exactly, that's exactly why. Since they don't mix, water's denser, like you said, and it goes all the way to the bottom, and it makes all the blue stay at the bottom too, because that's where the water goes blue. What do you think, Gabby? What's your input? What do you notice about the glasses themselves? Okay, come over here, because you can't really see what's going on, but I want you to feel these glasses and tell me. So, where I was going to go with that was, I want you to just touch your finger here and then touch your finger here and tell me which is colder and what you feel on the outside of the glass, okay?
Okay, so water is definitely colder and has some condensation.
What is condensation?
Basically,
Or skip the condensation. What did you feel on the outside of the glass?
it's like little drops of water.
Right, it was wet, right? Okay, so that's exactly what condensation is. And condensation is that the water is so cold that it makes the moisture in the air, even though we can't feel the moisture, it makes all the moisture stick to the glass. And that makes it wet on the outside. Whereas this one, like she said, is not that cold. So only the condensation, it does gather a little bit down here, but that's because all the water is sitting right at the bottom. There's no condensation right here in the middle. Go ahead. Oh yeah, you can't see? What are you trying to draw over there?
I'm trying to
The precipitation. Oh, evaporation. I'll bring those over.
sorry, I can go over.
Oh, good job, thank you. Maybe, Maya, you just colored in the sun, right? How about you let Alejandra finish coloring the cloud? Thank you, Julian. That looks good. How about, how about you make a basic outline of water and then have Carolina color it. Like what I did. Okay. So one thing that you guys notice is that if you look at this, even though like here, or right here, it's so cold and the alcohol is much warmer than the ice cube, right? So all the alcohol rises to the top because heat rises, and all the cold stays at the bottom. And that's why there's just a little bit of condensation right at the bottom, right here, but not up here. Whereas this one, it's all cold, it all mixed in, it's all blue. So there's condensation all over the cup.
Quiet.
I know. That looks really good, you guys. Do you guys like coloring?
Yeah.
You do? What kind of pictures do you like to color?
I like to color a human.
Mm-hmm.
And another.
Do you like dogs?
Yeah.
I like dogs.
Is that an O or an A, Joey?
C-O-N-E-S-A-P-I-O-N.
Thank you.
Okay, Gabby, after he's done, I want you to go ahead and write what each one is, okay? What each stage is.
Now I'm next.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll go get the words.
I do like games over the rest.
Every one of those.
Wait, can you make this right again?
No, just color in
Okay, your drawings look really good, you guys.
Yeah, I used to make raindrops.
I know, it's kind of hard to like get, they're so small. Well, that looks good. You're doing good. Making them blue. Okay. Good? So what we're gonna do is pretend that this is an actual room. And if this was a real class, then, and I was your teacher, I would tape these on the wall for you guys to see and for you guys to reference, to look at, so it can answer any questions that you might have later in the school year. So I'll just tape them over here, like this. And it's crooked, but sorry. Cool. Okay. We'll just do one more for time's sake. We will tape that one. Okay. And this one. So let's pretend this is a real school. You guys would see your drawings on the wall, and you would be able to look at them. And they would help you remember the cycle and answer any questions you have. Okay, so now we're just going to close. We're almost done with the lesson, okay? The last thing we're going to do is I'm going to make a Venn diagram. Do you guys know what that is? Mm-hmm. It's, what is it? Who knows? Do you know? Julian?
Yes, but I remember how to explain it.
Okay, it's okay, I'll help you. So basically, it's two circles, and you draw them so they kind of meet in the middle. And I'll show you how right now. We'll all come this way. Let's all come over back to the living room. Sorry, I forgot to give you guys directions.
My mommy has this one.
She does? We have the same taste. Okay, so I'm gonna rate some of this. What other colors does your mom have of the pillows?
Nothing else.
Nothing else, just the red ones? Okay. So we draw 2 big circles and another circle. And they are labeled water and alcohol, right. So I can spell it right. Okay. And then in the middle, who can guess what goes in the middle?
Ice?
Both. Yeah. Similarities. Good job. Both, yeah. So on the outside, we're just going to talk about what each one had that was different, that we saw. Okay, go ahead.
About this?
Mm-hmm.
That water, that the ice cube in the water cup, whatever, it melts faster.
Okay, so the ice melts faster. So in turn, go ahead, Nubia.
The ice melted out of the water.
Exactly, like it kind of, it dispersed. What did you say?
Spread.
It spread, right, exactly. So how could I say this? I could say the blue, or the water, the dye went everywhere. It made the whole cup blue. Whole cup turned blue.